Hey folks, Deano here again, and welcome to part 2 of my review of the Son Goku, the lowest born Saiyan. This is going to be less of a part 2 and more of a overall complete overview of basically the history of Goku in the Figuarts line. Plus I'll be doing some Headswaps and stuff as well, don't worry about that. But yeah, the more I looked at my collection, the more I thought, I just want to show them all off. So here we are. This is most of the Gokus in my collection, not including like duplicates that I've got and some that are like just too similar to the other figures in this lineup. I think the only ones that I've not brought out are the God Goku, the Broly movie Super Saiyan Blue Goku, the UIs, and the Superhero Goku, because quite frankly, no one wants to see that abomination. But yeah, but yeah, I have so many Gokus here that I can't have them all in frame. If we look off to the side here, at the end, we have the Beast Eaties Goku with the DKO Bardock head sculpt on it. And yeah, from left to right, we have Demoniacal Fits, News 2.0 Goku, the Xeno Goku, we have the Black Hole Toys, or the event exclusive, Warrior Awakening, Super Saiyan Namek Goku, that's got the recustom head on it. We have Demoniacal Fits take on, well, not take, it's one for one, basically, a clone of the last US exclusive, the Kaioken Goku. We have Demoniacal Fits, Marshallist Forever. Of course, the star of the show, Lowest Born Saiyan in the middle. We have the legendary Super Saiyan Goku 3.0 with the DCG head sculpt, basically the de facto best head sculpt for Final Battle Namek Goku. We have Saiyan Raised on Earth. We have Demoniacal Fits Majin Buster, which is standing in for basically all the normal 2.0 Gokus in the collection. The only difference is it's got a slice down the front. We have the original base form Goku that is slightly modified, but for this review specifically, I put on the original head just to show you what it looks like. And finally, Beast Eaties on the far right, because he's not that great, but yeah. But yeah, without further ado, let's get this started, shall we? So, I think we will just go from left to right. Well, in fact, no. We'll do the comparisons first, right? I really haven't thought this one through, have I? Yeah, if we take in this boy here, pop him down. The first comparison I want to make is Demoniacal Fits Kaioken Goku. Because unlike, well, in fact, no, it is actually just like it. The kanji on the Kaioken Goku is the same kanji that's on Lowest Born Saiyan. So we have the Kami logo in the front and the Kinkai on the back. So if we compare them, they aren't the same design, but they are close enough that you'll not really be able to tell. I would imagine the official one and the official Kaioken, the kanji are exactly like this one, but I don't have it to compare. So yeah, we have that there, and on the back, pretty much the only difference is that the Kaioken one is slightly smaller. But yeah, apart from that, pretty much identical. Now, we are going to get this guy out of the way, because this is the one sort of body that these heads are not going to work with because of the skin tone, so we will just ignore that. So, next up, we have him compared to Saiyan Raised on Earth. As you can see, much brighter, but at the same time deeper oranges on Saiyan Raised on Earth, as opposed to Lowest Born Saiyan. But the main difference you can see is in the head sculpt. Like, yeah. For one reason or another, Tamashi's Saiyan Raised on Earth faces are like the softest sculpts ever. Like, I never liked them to begin with. Especially because the 1.0 Goku faces are frankly better than what we got with this guy, which is a shame, because otherwise it was a really good representation of Namek Goku at the time. But yeah, as you can see, kanjis are different, and we have the Sun Family logo instead now for the front and the back. This is him just after he got off the spaceship on Namek, and he went to find Gohan and Krillin. But yeah, apart from that, same body, just slightly different boots, and yeah, quite good. Next up, compare it to the antique at this point. That is the 1.0 Goku body. And yeah, I don't know what it is. I always quite liked the colour scheme of the 1.0. Even though some people didn't quite like the bright orange. My favourite ever colour scheme is probably the SDCC 2011 Goku. I have long since sold him because, yeah, times were tough back in the day. So, yeah, unfortunately I no longer have him in my collection. This is actually the only 1.0 I've got left at this point. Which, thinking about it, is kind of a shame, but things must move on. But yeah, as you can see, the faces, this guy just trounces him for starters. But the faces on the 1.0 Goku weren't that bad, to be honest with you. I mean, this smiling face, I think they've only just beaten this smiling face with the Daima Goku release, honestly. In fact, looking at it, I think that might actually be a bootleg head. Now that I've looked at it more closely. So that's a bit unfortunate. Yeah, the skin tones don't match this body at all. This was definitely a Goku, I can assure you. But yeah, something to keep in mind. The faces were still decent. Speaking of these 1.0 faces, still some of the most expressive. Yeah, definitely bootleg faces. I can see the issues with this one straight off the bat. Yeah, the 1.0 faces were actually really, really good for their time. It was just the head sculpt wasn't great. So yeah, moving on for more base form Gokus. This is Demoniacal Fitz, what was it, Unexpected Adventure, I believe, the GT adult Goku that they did. And yeah, the face print got a bit better. It did look quite a bit nicer, but for some reason Demoniacal Fit used quite a warm skin tone for this guy, so you couldn't really use it on any other Gokus. The only other 2.0 Goku head that we have is, apart from the Goku Black ones, but they don't count, is the Xeno Goku. And yeah, these were probably the best 2.0 Goku likeness up until this guy's release, to be honest with you. I really liked them. I do kind of wish they wouldn't have used like such a bright orange for the detail work under the eyes and on the forehead and stuff. But yeah, still looks good. I still really like it. But yeah, moving on to the 3.0s, we have Martialist Forever. Yeah, it's probably not even worth comparing these two. Like, the one thing I've never been fond of with the Martialist Forever was the head sculpt itself. It's got a lot of detail, but it almost looks as if it shouldn't be a base form head. It looks more like a god head or an Ultra Instinct style head sort of thing. You can bring it forward a little bit to get better looking, but still, yeah, the bangs point up just a bit too high for my liking. But other than that, it's not even worth comparing, to be honest. Like, they're Goku's from a completely different era. Like, this is basically Cell Saga onwards Goku, where he's massively buff, and dead, like, edgy jawline and like sharp edges all over sort of thing. But yeah, this is basically the comparison we can make for now. Like, these two both fit in a collection. Like, you don't have to choose, honestly. Speaking of which, going off on a tangent, Neo Kong. I'm not sure if everyone's heard of them at this point. I haven't really mentioned much about them. They're a new third-party company that are on the scene. And yeah, they started off saying they were cloning the Beast Eaters Super Saiyan 3, Goku and Vegeto's. I do have the Goku pre-ordered. Then they showed that they were doing Beast Eaters Vegito with clones of the Air Dokkan head sculpts, which, you know me, I also had to pre-order. And yeah, now they're saying they're cloning Martialist Forever as well. So I'm on the fence as to whether or not I should get it, because obviously we are getting a new Cell Saga Goku, so I don't really have that much use for the Demoniacal Fit sculpt. As much use as I had, anyway, because the new Cell Saga Goku is a budget release anyway. So yeah, let me know if you want to see that review. I'm undecided whether I'm going to order it or not. We will see. And they're all due out between now and July, which is insanely quick. And we will see if that happens, because quite frankly, Black Hole Toys is about a year late with theirs. But yeah, I think that will do for the comparisons. Oh, we have one more, and we have this. The Beast Deities take on Goku, which, I mean, it's not terrible. It looks more like further on Goku, like the same era as Demoniacal Fit's take. So yeah, I do quite like the head sculpt itself on this guy, to be fair. But yeah, the fact that it uses its own peg system basically makes this ineligible for, like, on anything, basically. I'm droning on. And finally, just for giggles, here's that. What were they thinking with the superhero Goku? Honestly, everyone was so excited at getting a cocky base form Goku finally, and they completely screwed the pooch. Like, horrid skin tone, horrid gi color. The faces were horrendous. Like, what more can you say? It's yeah, not really worth saying. But yeah, let's get on to head swaps, shall we? In fact, before we do, yeah, I know, this is how part twos go. Like, just keep it in mind. We do have this face sculpt. This is from, Possessed Horse or Demoniacal Fit way back in the day. I think when the Saiyan Raised on Earth first came out, actually. In fact, no, it was when the SDCC done like a power poll and windswept look for the Saiyan Raised on Earth Goku. So Demoniacal Fit did their own way. But yeah, as I was messing about there, that face actually fits this sculpt. So yeah, I'm assuming all 2.0 faces at least fit in this. They are the same peg layout. It's just the faces themselves are a bit smaller than like you would otherwise want them to be. Let's quickly check and see, do these 1.0 faces fit? I mean, that would pretty much make the perfect Goku, frankly, if they did. No, they don't. That's a shame. I do have my own modified 2.0 here for if I ever want to use these so that they do fit. But yeah, I was hoping that would be a bit different, but unfortunately not. So yeah, let's get this out here. And which one will we do first? Oh, I almost forgot again. We do have another Windswept hair here. Another contender. It's actually Windswept the other way. This is the head sculpt that came with the power pole and this face. I have it on my old Kaioken Goku. But yeah, they are Windswept a different way, which is cool. That means I can use both. Do the new faces fit on this old sculpt? Let's find out. I mean, they go in. The faces are a bit big. Let's see. No, that's not gonna work. That's a shame. The forehead on the new one is just too big. That is to say, the faces on the new one, just in general, are too big, sort of thing. So a bit of a shame. You can only use that with the old ones still. But yeah, let's finally get on to some head swaps, shall we? So let's see what it looks like on the demoniacal fit body to start with. Here we go. Now I am aware that some of the 3.0s, the pegs might be too big. So yeah, we're just going to have to use our imagination because I don't fancy stretching the peg on this, or the peg hole. And yeah, that looks decent. It's not really the design for Xenogoku. Xenogoku is like pretty much end of Z Goku going into GT because he knows Super Saiyan 4 and stuff. So yeah, I think we'll be keeping that standard head on there. Or what I have been doing is just leaving the the Beast Deities one on there just to see. Bit unfortunate. Jump cut. Apologies, folks. I just realised the sun was glaring in on the side there. Hopefully that hasn't been there for too long. Yeah, let's pop this off. I do quite enjoy this one being Super Saiyan, but let's see what this head looks like on there. That's not too bad. It's quite decent, actually. The only thing that really puts it off is the gi colour underneath. It's quite clearly meant for Super Saiyan, that sort of brighter colour. You could get away with it being manga, I suppose. But yeah, it does look quite good. And it fits the aesthetic, because Namek Saga was still like early Z. So yeah, quite like that. Let's put this back on. I have since modified this recast, by the way, just so that it would fit properly on to things. I just drilled the hole further down. So yeah, we will leave the 3.0s to last. So let's see what this one looks like. There we go. That actually does look okay. Skin tones match and everything. I quite like it. Even though, like, again, I've completely forgot that these are clearly the wrong fists for this body. Why does it look as if he's got a frostbite on his hands? My god. I need to fix that. But yeah, that looks quite good. I honestly think what I will be doing is the Saiyan Raised on Earth Goku will be getting this head, and The lowest born Saiyan will be getting the Windswept, and I'll be putting him into his classic pose sort of thing. So yeah, I like that idea. His hips are going from all the years of posing, I suppose. Let's get this one. This is Majin Buster. How does this look? I mean, not terrible. The skin tones don't match. Demon Echo Fit went with a more peachy skin tone with this guy. Yeah, still looks good. I do like it. And I appreciate that because this is still a 2.0 body, the pegs are still working fine. I was a bit worried when I seen the modified peg. Let's just for a bit of fun pop that guy off. I'm aware these are slightly bigger pegs, so we will see. And yeah, that still works. Like, you see what I mean? Like, you put a new head on these 1.0 bodies and they still look decent. Obviously the 1.0 bodies have massive issues all over with the older articulation style and overall sculpt work. But yeah, you can get away with still using them, honestly. Let's get him back in his pose. So yeah, finally, let's take a look at the 3.0s, shall we? Before we wrap this up. So, Beast Eaties, I probably should have done this already, but obviously Beast Eaties needs the peg adapter before we can do anything with it. I'll get this one out of the way first of the 3.0s because the Beast Eaties is honestly a nightmare for me. This being a 2.0 to 3.0 adapter peg that came with the Air God Goku. Works really well. Let's pop all that back on. And then pop the head on. That is not popping on. There we go. That actually looks pretty good. Like, the bigger faces on like this new Goku really work well with the 3.0s. Like, it's honestly starting my conspiracy theorist brain going that maybe, just maybe, this head and faces were originally meant for a 3.0, but Target and Walmart approached them for an exclusive deal, and obviously Tamashii knew that they couldn't do a 3.0 for that. Because like I said in part 1, that would have caused absolute pandemonium. All of you in America would have been completely fine with it, but those of us on the other side of the planet, not so much. So yeah. Overall though, that's quite good. I do quite like that. Let's pop him over there. Let's take a look at Martialist Forever. Pop that off there. Now, I did see one of the guys I talked to, Lemming. He does really good posing sessions and stuff. I would give him a follow on Instagram. He's already done this, so I knew what it looked like. And yeah, that works. Like, even though I still prefer this for that kind of body, like the bigger faces again works so well with the 3.0 style mold. Do really like it. I am worried that because I popped that on, it's now going to be too loose. Obviously, I didn't leave it on for too long, but yeah, we all know the score with that. Might as well finish it off. And there we go. Again, yeah, that looks like early Namek Saga Goku. Like, not quite final battle worthy, in my opinion. That goes to the DCG base form Goku head sculpts. I didn't review them, but they are like 1-for-1 Goku out of Namek Saga. But yeah, this still looks good. I do like it. Really like it. The thicker neck is making it a bit difficult to pop it on properly. But yeah, it is an option if you so choose. So yeah, and with that, I think we are done. I don't think I missed any. Please tell me I didn't miss any. There were so many Gokus to go through here. And yeah, if anyone's wondering why I've maybe seemed a bit off in this and in the previous review, it's because it's absolutely boiling in here. Yeah, you Americans will probably be laughing at me right now, but outside in Bonnie, Scotland, it is about 26 degrees Celsius or centigrade, whatever you prefer. And yeah, that might not seem a lot to some of you, but in the UK, where everything is made of brick and insulated to high heaven, that's a lot. Like, I had to close my window and everything to review. That is just the grind. So, yeah. Suffice to say, I'm desperate to open my window again. But yeah, guys. Overall, it is a decent figure. Obviously, if you can get it for retail, or even just slightly higher than retail, I would definitely say get that figure, the lowest born Saiyan. I am lucky that Dokkan Assets, again, shout out to him, managed to grab me one and send it to me. But yeah, if you live in the US, I would definitely get this, even just for the head sculpts. Quite frankly, I know the Daima Goku is due out in the US at any point. It may have already came out. I have Daima Goku coming hopefully next week, so review should be out next Thursday. But yeah, I would still say these are probably better face sculpts than that. Is that going too far? I don't think it is. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Leave a like if you enjoyed. And until next time, I'll see you all later.